The sonar screen flickered, casting a pale blue glow across the cramped control room of the research vessel. The hum of the ship's engines was the only sound, broken only by the occasional beep from the sonar console. On the monitor, shifting lines and shapes painted a picture of the seabed below, each sweep of the sonar revealing new details hidden beneath the waves. Dr. Emily Carter, a marine geologist with a decade of experience exploring the ocean's mysteries, leaned closer to the screen, her brow furrowed in concentration. She had seen countless sonar scans before, but something about this one felt different. What started as a routine survey of the ocean floor off the coast of Florida, a mission meant to map sediment layers and catalog marine life, had suddenly taken an unexpected and mysterious turn. The familiar flat landscape of the continental shelf was interrupted by a series of dark, irregular shapes that seemed to defy explanation. These were not the typical dips and rises of the seabed that Dr. Carter and her team were used to seeing. The anomalies were sharper, more pronounced, and clustered in a way that suggested something extraordinary. A chill ran down Dr. Carter's spine as she realized the implications. These were something different, something that sent a shiver of unease through the entire team. "What is that?" her colleague Dr. Ben Reynolds asked, his voice barely above a whisper, thick with a mixture of awe and apprehension. The tension in the room was palpable as everyone waited for an answer. He too recognized the anomaly on the screen, his eyes wide with concern as he pointed out the strange formations to the rest of the team. These were sinkholes, massive, gaping depressions in the ocean floor that seemed to have appeared out of nowhere, their edges sharp and their depths unfathomable. The researchers exchanged uneasy glances, each silently wondering what could have caused such dramatic changes beneath the sea. They had heard whispers of such phenomena before, rare, poorly understood events that spoke of the ocean's raw, unpredictable power. Stories circulated among marine scientists, but few had ever seen such features firsthand. But to stumble upon them firsthand, so close to the Florida coast, was both unsettling and extraordinary. The proximity to land made the discovery even more alarming. The discovery was both exhilarating and terrifying, a stark reminder of the unknown lurking beneath the waves, and of how little humanity truly understands about the world's oceans. As they continued their survey, the magnitude of the find became clear. The sonar screen filled with more and more anomalies, each one larger and deeper than the last. There weren't just a few sinkholes, there were dozens, scattered across the seabed like scars, each one a mystery waiting to be unraveled. Some of these sinkholes stretched hundreds of feet across, their vastness almost impossible to comprehend from the tiny research vessel above. Others plunged deep into the darkness, their true depths hidden from view, as if the ocean itself was swallowing secrets whole. The ocean, usually a source of tranquility and inspiration for Dr. Carter, now felt ominous and unpredictable. Its depths concealed a secret that filled her with a sense of foreboding, a reminder that the sea still holds countless mysteries, waiting to be discovered, and that some discoveries come with more questions than answers. Oceanic sinkholes, also known as blue holes, are some of the most dramatic and mysterious geological features found in seas and oceans around the world. These deep, circular depressions in the seafloor have fascinated scientists and explorers for decades, not only for their striking appearance, but also for the secrets they hold about our planet's history. Unlike the sinkholes that can occur on land, which are often caused by the sudden collapse of limestone cavities beneath the surface, oceanic sinkholes form through a combination of unique processes, usually unfolding over vast stretches of time. The underwater environment adds layers of complexity, making their formation even more intriguing. Imagine the ocean floor as a giant, submerged landscape, complete with rolling hills, deep valleys, and expansive plains. This hidden world beneath the waves is constantly changing, shaped by powerful geological forces and the relentless movement of water. Now, picture certain areas where the bedrock, often made of soluble materials like limestone or salt, begins to dissolve slowly due to the constant interaction with seawater. Over time, this process weakens the structure of the seabed, making it vulnerable to further change. Over thousands or even millions of years, this dissolving action creates hidden cavities and vast voids within the seabed. These empty spaces can grow larger and more unstable as water continues to erode the rock. Eventually, the weight of the sediment layers above becomes too much for the weakened bedrock to bear. The pressure builds silently until the structure can no longer support itself. Suddenly, the roof of the cavity collapses, creating a dramatic and sometimes violent depression in the ocean floor, what we call an oceanic sinkhole. This event can happen in an instant, forever altering the landscape below. These sinkholes can vary greatly in size and depth, from relatively small depressions to massive craters that dwarf even the largest ships. Some blue holes are so deep and wide that they become natural wonders, drawing scientists and adventurers from around the globe to study their depths and mysteries. The discovery of the sinkholes off the Florida coast was particularly concerning because of the region's unique geology. Florida sits atop a vast platform of limestone, a porous rock highly susceptible to dissolution. This makes the state's coastline more prone to sinkhole formation both on land and underwater. Florida's geology is a double-edged sword, Dr. Carter explained to her team. The same limestone that creates our beautiful springs and aquifers also makes us vulnerable to these kinds of events. The researchers knew that the Florida platform extends far out into the Gulf of Mexico, forming a submerged extension of the state's karst landscape. This meant that the processes responsible for creating sinkholes on land were likely at play beneath the waves as well. However, the sheer number and size of the sinkholes they had discovered were unprecedented, hinting at a potentially significant shift in the region's underwater environment. The sudden appearance of the sinkholes raised more questions than answers. What triggered their formation? Was it a natural process, or could it be linked to changes in the environment that scientists had yet to fully understand? Was this a recent phenomenon, or had these sinkholes been lurking beneath the surface for centuries, hidden from view? Some local legends even spoke of mysterious holes in the sea, but no one had ever seen anything quite like this before. And perhaps most importantly, what did their presence mean for the delicate ecosystem of the Florida coast? The balance of marine life here was already fragile, and any disturbance could have far-reaching consequences for both wildlife and the people who depended on the sea. The researchers were particularly intrigued by the depth of the sinkholes. Each new reading seemed to reveal something even more astonishing. Some plunged hundreds of feet below the seabed, creating underwater chasms that seemed to swallow the sonar signals. The darkness within these voids was impenetrable, even to the most advanced technology. These were not the typical shallow depressions one might expect. Instead, they hinted at a much more complex and ancient geological history beneath the waves. These were deep, potentially interconnected networks of caverns and tunnels, their true extent still shrouded in mystery. Some scientists speculated that these networks could stretch for miles, forming a hidden labyrinth beneath the ocean floor. "It's like the ocean floor just opened up," Dr. Reynolds whispered, his eyes glued to the sonar screen. The data was unlike anything he had ever seen in his years of research. The image sent a chill down his spine. The realization that so much remained unknown was both humbling and unsettling. What other secrets were hidden in these unexplored depths, waiting to be discovered? Could there be new species, lost artifacts, or even clues to Earth's distant past? The thought was both exhilarating and terrifying. For the team, the mystery of the sinkholes was just beginning, and the journey into the unknown promised to change everything they thought they knew about the ocean. To understand the sinkholes and the potential threat they posed, Dr. Carter and her team deployed an array of sophisticated equipment. Remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, equipped with high-definition cameras and sampling tools, were sent down to depths of hundreds of feet. The ROVs navigated the dark, murky waters, beaming back real-time footage of the sinkhole's eerie beauty. The researchers also collected sediment cores from the sinkholes and the surrounding seabed. These cores, like time capsules from the ocean floor, held clues to the history of the sinkholes and the environmental conditions that led to their formation. Preliminary analysis of the data revealed that the sinkholes were not all formed at the same time. Some were ancient, their edges smoothed by eons of erosion, while others appeared much younger, their edges sharp and well-defined. This suggested that the process of sinkhole formation in the region was ongoing, a sobering thought for the researchers.